back to the Pantry Kitchen. Today we're making my chocolate walnut biscotti. So for starters, we're going to start with a nice fall inspired biscotti that you can use for holiday gifting or just to have on hand if a family or friends pop over for coffee. So grab your ingredients and let's get started. Granulated sugar, brown sugar, vanilla extract, and butter, eggs, chocolate chips, walnuts chopped, heavy cream, and for the dry ingredients you'll need all-purpose flour, salt, baking powder, and a little bit of cinnamon, and just some flour for dusting your hands. So for starters, in the bowl of a stand mixer, I'm using this because it makes it a lot easier to cream the butter, sugar, and eggs together. So you're going to start with your 2 kinds of sugar, your butter, and your vanilla extract. You're going to get it going until it's really creamy, and in the meantime I'm just going to kind of gently stir together my dry ingredients, and then I'll show you what we do as we proceed. And now we're back. So with our batter I call it batter, but it's kind of like between a dough and a batter. Sometimes, depending on what I add in, my biscotti dough is a little bit stickier, a little bit holds its shape better. So all I have is a little bit of extra flour on hand just to help me push it down. And if you've watched my first one, I believe we did almond biscotti, if I'm correct. You'll find a lot of tips in that one as well, or if you want to do that flavor, you can check out that recipe. But this one I find is really great with the cinnamon and the chocolate and the walnuts. I think that is a great combination, and especially for Christmas time. So I'm just using my bowl scraper here, and I'm just going to evenly spread it in the middle of my baking sheet. If you don't have as large baking sheets, this is a double batch, so you can easily cut it in half, or if you have 2 smaller ones, you can make 2 smaller rows of biscotti. So once I get it all on my sheet pan, then I'll take the flour and start pressing it down. And I kind of use my dirty bowl here to help. I just sprinkle it on my hands. And this way the extra flour goes in your bowl and not all over your counter. just take your time pressing it down because you want it to be really even before it goes into the oven. And this one, I love the two different kinds, the chocolate and the walnuts, because it really makes it pretty when you slice it, and you'll see. And with the flour that's now landed on my bench scraper, it makes it easy to get those straight lines. Now this will expand in the oven, but you want to get it as straight as you can before, because it just really helps the shape come out perfectly. And I always think the ends are the cook's treat, so it's okay if those aren't perfect. Looks good. Okay, now just to make it a little extra pretty on top, I'm just going to take some turbinado sugar and gently press it on the top. This is mainly for looks as opposed to the sweetness, because we have the sweetness inside. You can also chop up a little extra walnuts and chocolate chips to decorate the top if you'd like. Just kind of gives a nice little decoration. The main focus is on the inside once we slice it, but depending on how you're displaying them, it's nice to decorate all sides. So now that I've got it all, I don't know what I did to it. Okay.
Proportioned and flat.
Spread out, I guess. Okay, now that I have it all spread out on my sheet pan, it's ready to go in a 350-degree oven for approximately 25 minutes. We're gonna let it cool and then we'll slice it. This size will give you about 24 to 26 biscotti, depending on how you slice it, how thin you make them. So it's time to bake. So now it's time to cut. So once I take this out, biscotti kind of means double baked. So what we're going to do is slice it now and bake it again on both sides. So I'll show you what I mean, but when I take it out of the oven after the 25 minutes, I put it on my cooling rack and I let it cool for about 5 to 7 minutes, just until, like, it's still going to be warm, but just until that you can touch the tray and everything and it's not super hot. So sometimes, you know, I let it go a little bit longer, maybe like 10 minutes, sometimes I have like 5 minutes and I gotta cut it and get it back in the oven. So just gently pull it off your tray. This works better when I'm not using 2 half sheets of parchment, but both work. So you're just going to pull the parchment underneath and it will come off, don't worry. And just put your parchment back on your sheet. And then make sure it's all flat again. If you need to re-grease, that's fine. And now we are going to slice. So if you really want super even, you can kind of do the half, and half, and keep going. I just kind of know by eye now how to cut it. So I just kind of shave off the ends, like I told you at the beginning. Those are a cook's treat. I'll just fix my pads here from my board.
Camera guy treat.
Camel guy treat, absolutely. And just work your way down. So I think the trick here is about 12 to 13 minutes on each side. So what I do is I put it in on this side, and again, oven stays at 350. So I put them in for 12 minutes on this side, take them out, be very careful, and if you're a young one, have your parents help you, because they're very hot, but I just flip them over really quick, and then I put them back in for another 12 to 13 minutes. our biscotti are out of the oven, you want to make sure you fully cool them before you package or put them in an airtight container. I love to add them to my coffee bar in a pretty little jar and make sure again it has a lid because you want to keep them, you know, they'll keep for at least 2 weeks to be honest, as long as they're properly packaged. Properly, you seem to be improperly packaged, my dear. Come on, that was too good. I had to go there.
Yeah, I know. I was instantly thinking the same thing.
I merely noticed that you are improperly packaged, my dear.
Now we're gonna go back. All right.
No, just continue.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. So I lied. They honestly will keep between 2 to 4 weeks if they are properly stored correctly.
2 to 4.
2 to 4. Yes, they will keep for a really long time because they've been double baked. They're not, you know, like a regular cookie. So you can easily make these ahead of time, freeze them once they're baked for the holidays, or, you know, they're super simple to double or triple the batch, and then they make a lot, as you see. So it's a great stocking stuffer or a really nice treat to have if you're having someone over for coffee, tea, or hot chocolate. Feel free to make them with or without nuts. You can just make them chocolate chip if you have nut allergies in your family. Otherwise, enjoy, guys. I'm super excited. I'm going to be packing these up for an order going out on Wednesday. So stay tuned for more recipes, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Bye.
Come on, let's close this out.
Well, I can't eat one. It's hot. I won't eat it. I don't need to eat it.
No, you don't need
No,
to
I don't need to eat it. All right.
Just cheers two together.